Well, hello everyone. It's so nice to see you again. I miss you all so much. So weird that we haven't been with each other in more than 2 months now. It's crazy. I miss you all. I'd say that genuinely. Anytime I see one of you out in the wild, it's very nice. It's very comforting. It's good to know that you're all still out there and they're all still happy and healthy and thriving, hopefully. So I just wanted to, we're just going to talk casually here a little bit. So this past weekend, I just wanted to share you what's going on in my life. This past weekend, Memorial Day weekend, my family came over and we built a big play set for my kids. I have twin girls. And so we built something that has a couple slides and swing. It's basically a big fancy swing set. And it took us forever. We built it for hours and hours and hours. It took us over the course of 3 days, probably working anywhere between 6 and 14 hours a day. We just worked so much on this thing. Finally got it built. Anyway, it's pretty fun. The girls love it. So the reason we had a longer weekend this week is because of Memorial Day. I wanted to briefly talk to you about Memorial Day because I think it's really important. In our country, United States of America, we set aside 2 days to celebrate those people who have served in the military in one way or another. And we have 2 different days because we celebrate 2 different types of people that fit within that group. So the first one has already happened this year, and that was Veterans Day. That's always on November 11th. And so Veterans Day is the day that we celebrate veterans who are the people who are still alive. The living people who have served or who are currently serving in the military. And we thank them for their service because they're here, and we are very grateful for that. Now, the day that we just had, that was yesterday, is called Memorial Day. And Memorial Day is set aside, it's always the last Monday in May. That's the day that it always is, last Monday in May. And we celebrate those who have served in the military and who have died. Usually we focus on the people who died while being in the military. So we take that day to think about them, to be thankful for them, to maybe research or dwell upon the things that they did to protect us, to protect our country, to protect us individually. And so now that day has come and passed, I don't know if your teachers, classroom teachers, have talked about this at all. And if they have, that's fine. I'm just going over it again. If they haven't, then I have maybe a super optional activity for you. Something that would be really cool is for you to do a little bit of just research of your family. Most families, not all, but most families have someone in their past that would be honored on Memorial Day. You would find someone who in your history, in your family tree, who served in the military. Now, maybe they didn't pass away in the military. Maybe they didn't die serving the country, but maybe they did. And find out who they are and find out what they did. Like for me, my example is my grandfather served in World War II. He didn't die then. He's since passed, but he didn't die in the military. And I could tell you all about all the things that he did in the military because I've done my research and I figured it out. He was a military policeman and he served at Panama Canal. I could go into all of those little details to tell you all about it because I think it's really important to remember that kind of stuff. Okay? So mini challenge for you is to go back and find one person in your family tree who has served in the military and find out about them. What did they do? What was their job? Where did they go? It's really an interesting and important thing to do, especially around this time of year. Okay, now getting on to our music lesson for today. We're going to start talking about, we've done some cool body rhythm things. We've done some more cool cup rhythm things. And you guys, from the feedback I got, it seemed like you guys enjoyed yourselves. And I'm glad about that. But now I think it's time to move on to something different. We're going to start talking about what does it mean when you sing and you sing with someone else and you're singing different things. We know that when we did our Christmas concert and any other things that we were preparing, most of us, we were doing the same thing at the same time when we were singing Rudolph. We are all singing the same thing on Rudolph, right? But we know that when we listen to music that's done by professionals, that oftentimes there's people that are singing either different words or different notes at the same time. When we were practicing our mallet instruments, those of us who did that, we were playing different parts at the same time. So we're going to talk about what does it mean to sing different things at the same time. And that's called melody and harmony. Melody is usually the part that is the recognizable part, the part that you know about the song. And the harmony is you might be singing the same words, but the notes are different, and it just enhances the whole thing. It makes it sound better. It's called harmony. But today we're going to start talking about what if you take a whole bunch of melodies. Melody is the part that everyone knows and can sing along with. What if you take a whole bunch of melodies and you stack them on top of each other, and that creates harmony, where they're just supporting each other and making it sound different. And what that's called, and you might have heard this before, that is called a round. A round, not like a circle, but a round musically, is when everyone sings the same things, but not at the same time, and it creates harmony. And so we're going to do 2 different rounds. We're going to talk about them here, learn a little bit about them here, and then I have some other videos that are going to be along with this assignment for you to use and go along with and practice, just to get used to what is it like to sing in a round. Now, if we were live, if we were in person, then we would be doing this together as a classroom. We'd be learning all the songs, we'd be singing them at the same time. We don't really have that option here, okay? Instead, you're going to be singing along with your computer or your whatever tablet device, whatever the thing is that you're using. You're going to be singing along with that in a way that is basically a round, except for it's not with real live people, okay? So the first one is a song that everyone knows, probably. I'm imagining everyone knows the song, Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Now, you might have sung the song just not as a round, and that my children, 2.5 years old, they sing Row, Row, Row Your Boat. They know this song, so most of us do. But now we're going to start singing it in a round, which might make things a little bit more interesting. So let's sing Row, Row, Row Your Boat together right now, just to make sure that we remember what it's like, and then I'll tell you how the round goes. Okay, here we go. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. So when we sing Row, Row, Row Your Boat as a round, there's actually 3 parts, and each part is staggered. So you're going to sing, so someone is going to sing what I just sang. Row, row, row your boat. And then someone else is going to be waiting that whole time, not singing. They'll be wait, 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 wait. Row, row, row your boat. Wait, 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 wait. And then when the first person says the word gently, the second person or the second group starts at the beginning of the song. So it would sound like this. Row, row, row your boat, gent. And right there at gent, the next group comes in singing row, row, row your boat. So it would effectively sound like, I can't do the whole thing because I'm just one person, but it would sound like row, row, row your boat, row, row, row your boat. And the first person keeps singing. So you'll be hearing gently down the stream and row, row, row your boat. You'll hear those at the same time. So people are singing the same melody, but it's offset. Someone starts earlier, someone starts later. And then when that second group finishes, row, row, row your boat, and right when they sing the word gently, the third group comes in the same way. They come in with row, row, row your boat. So it'll go row, row, row your boat for the first group, then row, row, row your boat for the second group, and then row, row, row your boat for the third group. And then eventually, on that time, you're going to hear merrily, 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 gently down the stream, row, row, row. You're going to hear all 3 of those things at the same time. And then you loop the song over and over again. And you just keep singing your part over and over again, but they're stacked in different ways. It's really cool. So the first video on my list is the Row, Row, Row Your Boat round. Now what I want you to do is I want you to play through that video. It's only like a minute long, okay? Play through that video 3 times. The first time I want you to be the first group, and then be the second group, and then be the third group. And I want you to practice and participate with each group individually. Great. So the second video that I have for you is a little more complicated, and you might not know this one before. You might not have done this one before. And this video doesn't assume that you know these parts. So the video will actually teach you the parts, okay? And the parts are vastly different. So this one is not the same thing happening at the same time but offset. This is 4 different things happening at the same time, but the way they line up It sounds really cool. So this one has 4 different melodies. There's Bottle of Pop, Don't Throw Your Junk, and Fish and Chips and Vinegar. And then there's one other one that I don't remember the name of because I've only ever learned it with 3, but apparently there's a 4th one, and this video introduces the 4th one, and I thought it sounded really cool. So you're going to learn the 4th one too. I think it's called like Mayonnaise and Jelly Beans. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, so the first song goes, 1 bottle of pop, 2 bottle of pop, 3 bottle of pop, 4 bottle of pop, 5 bottle of pop, 6 bottle of pop, 7 bottle of pop, pop, and you sing that through once, or whichever one that you start on, and then you shift to the next one. When you shift to the next song, which is Don't Throw Your Junk, the second group starts on 1 bottle of pop. So everyone's just, the first group goes 1 bottle of pop, the whole thing, and then they go to Fish and Chips and Vinegar. No, sorry. Then they go to Don't Throw Your Junk. And then the second group, right, when they go to Don't Throw Your Junk, the second group comes in on Bottle of Pop. Okay, so then Don't Throw Your Junk and Bottle of Pop will be happening at the same time. Okay? And then the Don't Throw Your Junk, I'll sing for you right now. It goes, don't throw your junk in my backyard, my backyard, my backyard. Don't throw your junk in my backyard's full. So there'll be 1 bottle of pop, 2 bottle of pop, and don't throw your junk in my backyard. They'll be happening at the same time. My goodness gracious. And then the first group will move on from Don't Throw Your Junk. They'll move on to the third song, which is going to be Fish and Chips and Vinegar. The second group moves on to Don't Throw Your Junk. The third group comes in on, you guessed it, 1 bottle of pop, okay? So you'll sing all 3 of those at the same time, and then you move on to the 4th one, and there'll be a fourth group that comes in. Let's see here. Fish and Chips and Vinegar goes something like, Fish and chips and vinegar, vinegar, vinegar. Fish and chips and vinegar, vinegar, vinegar. Okay. And then the mayonnaise one I'm not super familiar with. So this video is a little bit longer. I think it's like 4 minutes long. You're going to watch the video. You're going to at least go through it twice. I'm not going to say you have to do all 4 times, but at least go through it twice. Choose 2 different groups. You can be the first group that starts, or you can be later on. Just go through it twice. Choose 2 groups to sing along with. And I hope you have a good time. And the video reteaches the song. So if you don't remember it from this lesson, that's totally cool. The video teaches it. Anyway, we're out of time. I miss you all. You're also very cool. I'm not just saying this. I say the same thing every time. I'm not just saying this. I really do miss you guys. I care about you. I want the best for you. I wish we were together every day instead of not. But man, I can't wait for this to be over, for us to all finally be together again. Okay. I'll see y'all later. Have a great week. Bye-bye.